Hello students, let's start the chapter Star and Solar System. So in lecture 1, we will study the celestial bodies. Here, we know that the celestial bodies as we have, these are the planets, stars. Among stars, we have the largest star, that is the sun, and also other bodies we have that are the celestial bodies. Okay, so these celestial bodies, these are actually astronomical object. Okay, so here let me take the pointer first. So this is an astronomical object, and these are the astronomical object that is observable in the universe. Okay, that is observable observable just a minute. That is observable in the universe, and this celestial body is a single tightly bound. These astronomical bodies these astronomical bodies are single tightly bound and contiguous entity. While astronomical or elliptical celestial object is a complex, less cohesively bound structure which may consist of multiple bodies or even other objects with substructures. Okay, so here the examples we can give that astronomical bodies, that is the planetary planetary systems, star clusters and nebula and galaxies. Well, asteroids, moons, and planets. We have planets and stars. So these are astronomical bodies. And we have also comet also. We have also comet that we will discuss in the next slide. So here you can see that these celestial bodies we can see using this telescope. And you can see a lot of 10 to the power 22 to 10 to the power 24 of stars we can see here, and this they form they form a part of the vast universe and we live in, and are usually very far from us. And this glorious night sky, that is very much beautiful here. So we can see, and the comet that I have told you, that the comet I will discuss here a little bit. So comet here, this is maybe identified as a body or object, and it's a body. It is a body. Okay, it is a body when referring to the frozen frozen nucleus of ice and dust, and an object when describing the entire comet with diffuse comma, object when describing the entire comet with its diffuse comma, and tail. Okay. Now let's see a planet, moon, star. These are the natural objects of the space. Okay, and we have also in this that the universe can be viewed as having some different other also celestial bodies like galaxy, and galaxies are organized into groups and clusters. So here we can see also galaxies. We can see also galaxies which are these galaxies are organized into groups and clusters and often within the larger superclusters also. And galaxies have variety of morphologies, irregular, elliptical. So this will be irregular, elliptical, and disc-like shape, depending on the formation and evolutionary histories. And here, these galaxies encompass lenticular and spiral galaxies with features such as spiral arms and distinct halo. At the core, most galaxies have a supermassive black hole, which may result in an active galactic nucleus. So, at the core, most galaxies have a super massive black hole which may result in an active galactic nucleus. Okay, active galactic nucleus. And galaxies can also have satellites in the form of dwarf galaxies and globular clusters. Okay. Now, the classification of celestial bodies. Here we have stars, planets, satellites, comets, asteroids, meteors, and meteorites, and galaxies also. So, these are different categories. We have also different categories: giant planet, helisphere, Oort cloud, meteoroid, meteor, moons, minor planets. So, like asteroid, dwarf planet, moons, binaries, and Sinestria, and planets also, some ring system we have. So a lot of planets we have: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and dwarf planets Pluto, Eris, Ceres. So I'm just describing here dwarf planets. We have like Pluto and Eris. These are dwarf planets now. Make and so there are different minor and minor planets. We have different minor planets also, and there are asteroid belts also. We have a lot of asteroid belts, trojans, and we have sandoid also. So there are a lot of things you have in the celestial bodies. So here, if you are you will ask me the few names, so you can give the name of all the planets and stars. You have the sun is also one celestial bodies, and there are 8 planets in the solar systems. So here you can see that there are lot of celestial bodies where we have here. Now in black hole is a cosmic body. Here I am writing here some written black hole. Okay, so I have told some black hole is there. So black hole, this is a black hole is a cosmic body, is a cosmic body of extremely intense gravity, from which even light cannot escape. Light cannot escape. And black holes usually cannot be observed directly, but they can be observed by the effect of the enormous gravitational fields on nearby matters. Okay. Next, the stars. These stars are the giant balls of hot gases, giant balls of the hot gases, and here that can produce their own light. They can produce their own light here, and this star is a massive self-luminous celestial body. The stars give out the energy by converting the hydrogen gas into helium in their cores, and stars are gigantic in size and have an immense gravitational attraction. The sun is a medium-sized star and gives us energy and makes life possible. So, what is a star? So, a star is any massive self self-luminous celestial body of gas that shines by radiation radiation derived from its internal energy sources. Okay, of the tens of billions, trillions of stars in the observable universe, only a very small percentage can be seen with the naked eye. Okay, so here the main 7 types of the stars. So there are 7 main types of the stars are there. 7 main types of the stars. We have types of stars, and in order to decreasing temperature, there will be two. To decreasing temperature, we have O, B, A, F, G, K, and M. These are OB are uncommon and very hot. This O and B, these are uncommon and very hot. Okay, and very hot and bright. These are very uncommon. And M stars are common and cooler and dim. And M stars are common and cooler and dim. Okay, cooler and dim. Now the planets. So the planets, already you know that these planets are large spherical objects that revolve around the sun in a fixed orbit around the sun, and there are 8 planets we have. And these planets, these planets, that means a planet is a celestial body here that has sufficient mass of self-gravity to overcome the rigid body forces, so that it assumes a hydrostatic equilibrium and shape, and it has cleared the neighborhood around its orbit. And there are 9 planets here now: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune we have. And also here the planet, that is Earth, we can say that Earth is the most is the planet where we can live. And the smallest planet, that is the Mercury. Smallest planet, this is the Mercury. Okay, Mercury is the smallest planet. Okay, smallest planet. And here the big planet we have, that is the Jupiter. And Jupiter, that is the That is the biggest planet. Biggest planet. Okay. Now, planets may be made of rocks, metals, gases like hydrogen, nitrogen, and methane. The Earth is also a planet and is only known place in the universe which supports the life. And planets that revolve around other stars are called exoplanets. That are called exoplanets. That are called exoplanets. Okay, that are called exoplanets. And with what planet is coldest? The planet that is coldest planet, that is the Uranus. That is the Uranus. Okay, and it is the coldest planet in our solar system, and record goes to Uranus, which is closer to the sun and only about 20 times further away from the sun. The lowest temperature recorded there to minus 224, minus 224 degrees centigrade. This is the coldest planet. Now here their hottest planet, this is Venus. Okay, hottest planet Venus, this is the hottest planet. Hottest planet. And even though Mercury is closer to sun, Venus is the hottest planet. Its thickness atmosphere is full of greenhouse gas. Its thickness atmosphere, its thick atmosphere its thick atmosphere is full of the greenhouse gas, carbon dioxide, and it has, just a minute, and it has clouds of sulfuric acid, The atmosphere traps the heat, so the atmosphere traps the heat and making it feel like a furnace. Okay, making it feel like, I'm writing so that you cannot forget these things. Feel like a furnace on the surface. Okay. Now the satellites. So satellites are objects that revolve around the planet. Satellites are the objects that revolve around the planet, and they form the essential part of the celestial bodies. And this may be natural or artificial also, sent by the human being also. The moon is the natural satellite of the Earth and revolves around it because it's bound to the Earth's gravitational pull. And man has also placed artificial or man-made satellites around the Earth and other planets to study them for communication purposes. So a satellite or artificial satellite is an object intentionally placed into orbit in outer space. And here you can see that we are trying to gather the information. That's why we have used this one. So what is why satellite is used? A satellite is object that orbits something else, and here the Earth orbits the sun. There are hundreds of satellites in operation. They are used for the diverse purpose. That is the artificial satellites. The artificial satellites. The artificial satellites are these are used for diverse purposes such as weather forecasting. Then also we can have the television signal for this also. We can use the satellite for television signal. Now, the amateur radio and internet communication, internet communication, internet communications, and the global positioning system, GPS system. Okay, global positioning, just a minute. Global positioning system. Global positioning system. Okay, so we are using these satellites for this, and man-made satellites, artificial satellites, actually these are used for all these purposes. So there are four types of the satellites here. That is four types of the satellites. I am writing here types here. That first one, that is the LEO, that is the low Earth orbit. Low Earth orbit. Okay, LEO. And the second one, that is the GEO. So GEO, that is the geosynchronous Earth orbit. And the third one, that is the MEO, that is the medium Earth orbit. And the fourth one, that is the elliptical. That is the elliptical. Okay, clear? Now, what is a satellite? Satellite, an object orbiting around the sun, and Earth or any other colossal body, that is known as satellite. And there are two major types of categorized. We have the satellite. One is the natural, and another one is the man-made. So whatever we have said, that types of the satellite, types of satellite, types of satellite. First thing is the LEO, that is the low Earth orbit, that is the low Earth orbit. And here we have, that is the GEO, that is the geosynchronous or geosynchronous Earth orbit. And we have, that is the MEO, that is medium Earth orbit, medium Earth orbit. And fourth one, that is the elliptical, that is the elliptical. Okay, and here you can, satellites can be divided into 5 principles. Like satellites we can use for research, we can use for communications, we can use for weather navigational, and also applications, also application, particular application purpose we can also. Now here, the if on an average, if there will be one question, that how fast do satellites travel, you can write down the answer like that, around 1700 miles per hour. So it is around 1700 miles per hour. Okay, so this is the speed of the satellite, artificial, obviously artificial satellite, it's speed of the artificial satellite. Okay, now here, two main types of the satellites. These are natural and man-made. Already we know that thing. Now, the largest satellite in the world, that is the Jupiter's Ganymede. Here, the largest satellite, This is the Jupiter's Ganymede, and it is 3,268 mile in diameter, and its Saturn's Titan are both larger than the planet Mercury. And in comparison, some satellites are quite small there, but this is the largest natural satellite. Okay, largest natural satellite, this one. So here, next, So some examples of the natural satellites are planets, moons, comets. Jupiter has 67 natural satellites, and the Earth has one permanent natural satellite, that is the moon, and this causes the tides in the sea. Okay, so sometimes other objects can enter into the temporary orbits of the Earth and become the natural satellite. So whatever we are just trying to say, that the largest natural satellite, Jupiter's, this is the Jupiter's Ganymede, and is 3,268 mile in diameter. So, and and it and the Saturn's Titan, just a minute. It and that Saturn's Titan, it and Saturn's Titan are both larger than the planet, Mercury, and in comparison to that, some satellites are quite small. So some satellites are quite small, some satellites are quite small, like I'm giving some example here, like Deimos. This is the outer satellite. This is the outer satellite of Mars. Outer satellite of Mars, and the diameter is only the and 4 mile. This is the diameter. Can you imagine how much is small is this one comparison to the Jupiter's Ganymede? So these are the satellites. Okay. Now, apart from this, the Earth has many man-made satellites that are placed in the orbit and used for different applications. All the applications, the adverse applications we have already discussed. As the term itself states, artificial satellites is one that is put in our space by human efforts and follows the orbit.